What's up guys, and welcome back to another TK Tech video. And today I've got another note-taking app for you. Now this was a quite highly requested note-taking app for me to review, and that is Noteshelf. Unlike all the other note-taking applications that I've had to review, this is the first one that I've had to pay for outright. First thing I do want to let you guys know though is that it actually is cheaper on the Samsung store than it is on the Google Play Store. Not by a lot, but if you have a Samsung device and you're looking to buy this application, get it from the Galaxy Store instead. Just before we get into it guys, I want to give a quick shout out to Ivisi VPN. If you're looking for a secure, affordable VPN that doesn't slow down your internet, check out Ivisi, the link's in the description below. Subscriptions start off from as little as just over $1 a month. If you guys don't know what a VPN does, it just secures your Wi-Fi, it prevents your provider, it prevents hackers from being able to see what you're doing. It also means that you can unblock plans that are blocked for specific locations. So, BBC iPlayer, Disney, Hulu, Netflix, these can't be accessed from different countries. Once you have a VPN, you can set it to a specific country and access that service from that specific region. Like I said, if you guys are looking for a VPN, check out the link below. Full disclaimer, it is an affiliate link, so if you do purchase through that link, it actually helps this channel a lot and it allows me to review the devices that you guys want to see and produce better content all around. But anyway, let's get back to the video. Okay, so this application is going to be judged on 5 different properties. We're going to have design, features, pen support, organization, and synchronization. And I'm going to go through each one of these and check how it is on Noteshelf. So first of all, looking at design, you can see that it's actually quite a clean looking app. It's very simple, it's not cluttered. There's an obvious side menu to give you access to your notes and folders. Your notebooks are actually laid out as individual notebooks. They kind of look like notebooks, which you can then obviously customize. This makes it very easy on the eyes, very easy to locate and find your note just by recognizing it rather than by having to read the title. You have a few options on the top right, but then when you select a notebook, it then gives you further options at the bottom. And again, everything's very spaced out, it's not cluttered, and it's very intuitive to find and do what it is you're looking for. There's not really much else to say. It's a nice design, I like it, simple, clean, easy to use. Okay, so let's move on to one of the more important categories, and that is features. First thing I want to mention is this search capability here, where you can search for the notebook that you're looking for. So, oops, I spelled it wrong. So I've named one of them Tech, and I'll bring up my Tech notebook, and obviously you can click on it, and it'll find. Basically, essentially means that if you have loads of notebooks, you can find it by the title of the notebook. That's not something that I've seen on, I don't think on any other note-taking app. Now, obviously, you have this plus button here. This gives you a menu. Quick Create, well, that just creates a notebook the same as the one you created last. Essentially, it's almost as if setting a default notebook. Once you set that default and you click Quick Create, it'll bring up that default. Now, clicking on New Notebook actually gives you much more customization. For example, you can change the template of your cover. So you have all these default colors. You have transparent, which actually means that you can actually see your notes. Wave, custom, so choose any image that you want. And free download. So this is actually just a library of templates that you can download and use. It's actually really useful and there's a large variety there. The same goes for the page template. So you have all these standard page templates, the lines, dark. You can even change the actual aspect ratio of your paper. So you can do A4 and standard letter. This is a page template that I downloaded from the library, so they also have a free download section as well. I already pre-downloaded this one. This is health and fitness, and for example, this shows you all the almost like the tracker, your has fitness tracker, food tracker, meal planner. Really useful things, really useful templates that you can get on this. And I'm sure there's actually a template to suit nearly everyone. So let's create a notebook. One of the important things that I want to mention, I know a lot of people are looking for, is that yes, you can import PDFs. So you can either swipe to the left, which allows you to import, or you can even swipe to the right, which allows you to import. Or alternatively, you just click on the plus button and you can choose what you want to import. So you can import a document. So if I import a document, I can import a PDF, and then I can obviously make notes of it and do what I want. But like you can see, you can also import images. You can also add audio if you want to record anything, and they have some clip art options as well. Not really anything I would use, but hey, it's an option if you want to use it. Okay, so let's focus now on handwriting. So you have 3 kinds of pens. It's not as much as I've seen on other note-taking apps like the Samsung Notes. I guess these are the 3 main pens that anyone would want, to be honest. I would prefer as well if there was a pencil option. I feel like the first and last pen pretty much write quite similar in the way they write. So if they only wanted to put 3 options, then probably put the last one as a pencil. What I do like about this though is its infinite color customization. So you have the main colors here, but obviously you can add any color that you want. So these are the colors that are set as default, but if you click on add, you can choose any color that you want and you can add it to that list as well. So essentially, yeah, you have an unlimited range of colors. In terms of thicknesses though, you have 8 different options or variations. This is not as good as we've seen on other note-taking application, where there's almost like an infinite amount. You just have to scroll from 0 to 100. But for writing, these 8 are probably going to be more than enough for what you need anyway. Another great feature is the fact that you can actually favorite your pen color and thickness. So I can choose this pen, I can choose this color, and then I can choose a specific thickness and I can add it to my favorites. And then what you see now is that when you actually go onto the favorites list, so you'll have a favorites bar of all your pens at the top, it's available to access straight away. So that makes it really easy to choose and switch between your favorite pens. Now if we go into highlighters, we can see there's actually 2 types of highlighters. This is the first time I've seen on a note-taking application where there's 2 different types of highlighters. You have like a round tip edge, and then you have a flat edged highlighter. Again, you have the same customization with the colors and thicknesses, and you can also add to favorites as well. When it comes to the eraser, I know I'm talking about the eraser as if it's going to be something interesting, but actually it does have some cool features I want to mention. So obviously you have the standard, you can erase by area. So I can erase by the area, but I can also erase by stroke. So if you just want to erase like lines at a time, you can just erase by the stroke. But a feature that it has that I found really cool is this erase highlighter only. What that means is that if you've written something, let's say I've written hello, and then I've highlighted it, and then later I want to come back and I want to remove the highlighter, but I don't want to erase everything that I've written alongside of it. If you have that option clicked, turned on, when you erase, it will only erase a highlighter. That's a very useful feature. Now also, this is a note-taking app, it's not necessarily just for handwriting, so you do have an option to add in text boxes. So you can type. We've seen this before on pretty much all the other note-taking applications, OneNote, Samsung Notes. However, this also does offer some other interesting features. So you can actually change the font, you can change the font size, obviously you can change the color, you have bold, italic, underline, and then you can change the position of your text as well. And obviously because it's a text box, the whole thing can be moved and placed wherever you want it to be. Now, like many other note-taking applications, there's a Smart Select option. This is where you can essentially circle and select an area or a piece of text that you've written. Once you've done that, you get a number of options that you can choose from. Screenshot, you can cut, copy, paste, whatever. Resize, so you can change the size, move it around. What I don't like though is that after I've clicked the resize button for some reason, the select option goes. So if I wanted to resize and then change the color of it, I'll then have to reselect it to change the color. That's quite annoying. The select feature also has the ability to change your handwritten notes into text, which can be useful. So another useful tool that it has here is this shape option. I'm not really what to call it, I'm just going to call it the shape tool. Essentially what it means is that it allows you to create perfect shapes and lines. So if I've drawn a line, it'll make it into a properly straight line. If I've drawn a circle, it'll make it into a circle. If I draw a square, or in this case a rectangle, it'll make it into a perfect rectangle. Unlike Samsung Notes, which also has this feature, I don't think I can actually edit it afterwards. So with Samsung Notes, if you then hold and press the shape, you can then edit it and move it around, make it bigger, change the size, things like that. You can't do that here. There are also some shapes that you can't do on here that you can do on Samsung Notes. So on here, it doesn't seem to recognize my hearts. On Samsung Notes it does. And it also doesn't seem to recognize my hexagons as well, which is strange. As well as stars. That's another thing that I won't try to fix either. Again, it'll just make it into straight lines, but it won't make it into an actual star. However, one of the things that I was surprised that it didn't have was its ability to recognize arrows. So this is something, again, that I've seen on other note-taking applications able to do. This one doesn't seem to be able to recognize that I've drawn an arrow, and it doesn't make it into a nicer looking arrow. But these are minor things. To be honest, I don't really use the shape tools much. I mainly use it for circling things and for drawing or underlining certain things as well. You also have an option up here to see all your pages, so you can bookmark them, you can rearrange them, and you can actually search for words that you've written or that's in text as well. To be honest, when it comes to features, there isn't really anything negative. This really is jam-packed with features, options, customization, more than I've seen on any other application. Now the next category is pen support. Pretty much like a lot of other note-taking applications, this also has pressure sensitivity, so the harder I write, the more it should show, essentially. So this is a hard press, light press. The thing with the Noteshelf is that it also uses the speed of your writing to determine how thin and thick your lines are. So if I write really fast, it's quite thin, but if I write slower, the line remains thick. You'll have the option to turn off stylus pressure sensitivity. Personally, I prefer it, I leave it on, it just makes it more realistic. It doesn't have tilt support, so we've seen on other note-taking applications where if we tilt the pen, just like you would with a pencil essentially, when you tilt a pencil you can draw thicker lines, for example for shading. You can't do this on here, but it makes sense because, to be honest, there isn't even a pencil option anyway. Surprisingly though, this does have support for the button on the S Pen. This is not something you see on many third-party note-taking applications, so if I press the button and I touch the screen, it actually turns into the eraser. So this means I don't have to keep switching between the eraser, I don't have to keep clicking on the eraser function here. I can write and erase, pretty much instantaneously. That's pretty much it for pen sensitivity. Not really much else to say about it. Probably one of the most important things is the pressure support, which it has. Oh, and secondly, then probably even more important actually, is its palm rejection. So yeah, it does have palm rejection, so it means that once my pen is detected as being on the screen, any other input from your fingers or from your palm won't be detected, so you shouldn't be making any improper inputs essentially. Now the next category is synchronization. When it comes to synchronization, it does have the ability to share to a cloud. So if you go into cloud and backup, you can actually share to quite a few major clouds. You've got Dropbox, Google Drive and Evernote. I've linked it to my Google Drive, but for some reason, even though I've linked the application to the same Google Drive, my notes aren't appearing on my phone. I'm sure this is just user error, but for me personally, in this specific situation, I haven't for some reason been able to sync them across my devices. However, even if this did work, it still isn't as good as there being a web version. So something like OneNote, where you can access it from any device on the web. You can be on a library desktop, you can use your friend's laptop. It doesn't matter what device you're on, as long as you just go onto the web, log into your OneNote, you can access all your notes. So I haven't been able to see any other application that has a web version. I wish Noteshelf had a web version. As you can see, syncing evidently isn't that simple. Lastly, the last category I want to cover is organization. This is not one of the strong points for Noteshelf. It's okay. So if you go into the side menu, you can see that you have categories. So I can create a category and call it video 7. It'll come up here under my categories. From there I can then add, like I said, your notebooks. So you can add as many notebooks as you want, really. But there's no ability to further add folders or categories. So yes, you can customize your notebooks, so you can obviously color code them, but essentially it means that you only have, I guess, one folder that you can create. For me personally, this is a big drawback. I need the ability to create folders inside of folders. One level of categorization is not enough for me. So to sum everything up, design, great, nice, simple to use. Features, probably the best I've ever seen on any note-taking application, specifically for Android at least. It has an incredible amount of features and customization, and you can really tailor the design of your notebook, your page layout, your templates, to pretty much anything that you want it to be. Pen support, good, like standard, nothing really wrong with it. Synchronization should be straightforward, just between your Noteshelf applications, between your different devices. Organization, probably the biggest downside of this, but if that's something you can get over, if you're okay with just having one set of folders, then I would go with this application. It's really not that expensive, it's even cheaper on the Galaxy Store. Overall, I do like it. Personally for me though, I wouldn't use it because I do need to use more folders. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Would you use it? Do you already use it? If you do use it, let me know in the comments below, and also let me know if there are any other applications that you guys want me to review. Like usual, please like, comment and subscribe, it means a lot. Also, if you made it end of this video, check the affiliate link below for the Ivisi VPN. I'd really appreciate it if you are looking for a VPN. Just check that out, it helps my channel a lot and it's at no extra cost to you. Anyway, I'll see you on the next TCAD Tech video.